climbing wall?
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Okay. Sad. Huh.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Cool. Okay, so she was married. Not adopted. And they look 12.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
Cool. Wait, Louis.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Up and up and up.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
See, if you're homeschooled, you just turn out weird.
But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
I don't like it. Unmarked.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
So when we get in from up top, can we climb up?
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
I don't like it.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Disappear? Like, what does that mean? Further up we go.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room, except Louis.
Looks awesome. Black lights, watch out.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
It's probably tobacco, it's okay. So,
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself.
Ew.
In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
What's that? Gimme. Hello?
wander.
Whoa, what the hell? What is this?
I asked him
Oh
to
my
describe
god.
it.
Hold on. It's like a video game. With one hand.
He said
And
he
I'm cutting fish
started small,
heads off with the other.
imagining a labyrinth.
This is hard.
But he found something more.
Whoa. And now we're playing Diablo.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery.
Oh. It's hard to do
I
this.
spoke with his boss.
Come on. Give me a
But
fish.
he said Lewis had
I'm
become
ready.
a model
Yeah.
employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Clearly
like a whole
not.
new Lewis.
I'm
So
gonna
I
cut my
met
own
him
fingers
more
off soon. What happened there?
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Puppy.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me.
Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he
Yeah.
could do whatever he wished.
Yeah.
He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay,
Okay.
but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Uh-oh.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis.
This is
He
so
started
difficult.
drifting away from our reality.
Hey, I don't hit anything. Oh well, I did now.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go
That's
home from the cannery.
depressing.
Even as his mother
What?
pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
How's the substance abuse issue, by the way?
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a...
Oh, My choice, huh? Sure.
Handsome queen.
Uh-oh. Things are getting weird. They were totally normal before.
The queen was on her own quest for... sinister servants.
Sure. Stay away from me, serpents. Yeah. Knock you over.
He followed the sound of her...
Boom.
silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Yeah.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Oh, Jesus. This is not okay.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Ooh, trippy. Ooh. Legalize it, man. Yeah.
Began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Well, there's piles of dead fish, yeah. Those should be in cans,
He began to
man.
despise the man with a royal contempt.
Oh.
I still thought I could save him,
Okay. Going up.
even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including
Well, you're a
the
big
wise
guy.
Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Appreciate you, Calico. Doing a bang-up job.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
Yeah.
Bend down his head. rest, I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
How did he get his head chopped
My
off
brother was really
at a
cool.
cannery?
I wish you could have met him.
How is that remotely possible?
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed,
Why?
but I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
What
Maybe
night?
it should come sooner.
Oh god. Where's Edith? Me. The pregnant 17-year-old who's doing a bunch of
But it
jumping
had
and
to
climbing.
end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Okay.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
To our final night together, and all our final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Okay.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Well, I don't think children died because of the stories, but...
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Not okay. Not okay. Not okay.
I got turned around.
Walked into a rock, okay.
seeing things.
Okay, cool. Suppose I could look on the ground, huh?
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
There's the house.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go. I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
Am I doing something?
I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We
Classic.
both tried to make the best of it.
What?
A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick.
No.
The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive.
Well, you're preggo, so no.
Until I found out about you.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Am I being born?
This journal was supposed to
I'm
be for
being
you.
born. Jesus.
But now I hope you'll never see it.
Whoa, why?
I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself.
Okay.
But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
What does that mean?
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Okay, cool. I was like, don't have date of death by these names, please. That was good. That's really good. It was sweet. Like, it was dark. Had some serious darkness to it, but it was lovely as well. So it's good. So yeah, that was definitely worth playing. cool little story. I liked Going Home better. If you ever played that one, it was really, really good, and a little more gut punchy. The 1-year-old drowning in the tub. Nope. Not gonna remember that on purpose. But yeah, anyone who's played it or hasn't played it yet, I should say, give it a shot. It looks like I missed a bunch of stuff. It looks like I missed some stories. Maybe that's on purpose. I don't know. I thought I went through it linear the way you're supposed to. I'm not sure though. So definitely worth picking up and checking out yourself. It's quite lovely. So yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. If there's any other story-based games out there that I should play, let me know. I love these kind of games that just kind of take you on a journey, that aren't complicated gameplay-wise, but they just tell you a great story. I love those kind of games. So, yeah, definitely let me know. My name is J.K. Calloway, and we'll talk to you next time.